In this video, I will be presenting the representation of graph in terms of adjacency matrix. I am going to show you how to represent a graph in terms of adjacency matrix in case of undirected graph as well as directed graphs. The matrix is of two-dimensional matrix that we are supposed to represent. The number of columns and rows are equal to the number of vertices in the graph. So I have considered a double pointer which is belong to the integer data type. The reason is I don't know how many number of vertices and how many number of vertices will exist in a graph. The graph size may vary from one graph to other graph. The number of vertices will also vary accordingly. Hence, I want to create a dynamic graph or dynamic matrix, that is via dynamic memory allocation. Next, I am writing a create matrix function in which a matrix will be initialized dynamically, in which I am going to take the parameters as int number of vertices and int init val, which is called initialization value. The value of the initial value will vary from the representation to representation as well as algorithm to algorithm. In general, the initial value will be placed as 0, but in case of the path finding algorithms, especially like shortest path algorithms, where we are going to initialize the values in the matrix with infinity distance. So hence, to suit all kind of variants, I am going to write an initial value function variable that I am passing to this create matrix function. Next, I am taking a temporary double pointer to which I am going to allocate row and column memories. Now the dynamically memory is allocated of size the number of vertices. With this, rows of size number of vertices will be allocated. To represent a matrix for a graph, the number of rows must be equal to the number of columns, and this rows and columns it should be equal to the number of vertices. So now in using this, we have allocated the number of vertices size of rows. For every row, we need to generate that many number of columns. To do this, we need to iterate through every row and we need to allocate the memory of that much size. For that, I am writing a for loop which is traversing till the number of vertices, and for every row, a memory of size number of vertices will be created. Thereby, we will be having temp I of j. That means an array temporary of I j will be created. Now this memory, whenever it is created and a cell was formed, we need to initialize this cell with some initial value. That initial value to be assigned to this temp of I and corresponding cell, that is j. To do this, I have taken a for loop int j is equal to 0, j less than number of vertices, j plus plus, temp of I, j is equal to initial value. We have started this initial value from 0, 1 onwards. So we are supposed to initialize the temporary of 0, 0 also to initial value. Then here the newly created temp will be written from the function. Further, whatever the adjacency matrix that will create, that need to be printed onto the screen. So I am writing a show matrix function which will print the matrix onto the screen. Here is the function show matrix, which will take the adjacency matrix that is supplied from the any other function and the number of vertices. Since the adjacency matrix is of size number of vertices into number of vertices, so we are going to take two for loops and printing the matrix. Now we will write a main method and we'll check whether the return functions are working successfully or not. In the main method, declare a graph parameter Anyhow, we have declared here. We may declare outside or maybe within the function of main. So currently what I'm doing is I'm going to declare it in function main. Then we need to initialize the create matrix. So a matrix of size, the number of vertices that will supply will be created and will be assigned to this graph. Here graph is equal to create matrix of 5, 0. That means the number of vertices that I am supplying are 5 and initial value is 0. So the temporary matrix within the create function will be created and that memory will be returned and will be holded by the graph now. Now I need to print this graph matrix by passing to the show matrix function, and also I am supposed to send the number of vertices value so that the matrix will be printed and displayed onto the screen. So here show matrix of graph comma number of vertices 5. Now we'll run this program and we'll see whether a matrix of 5 by 5 with the initial values as 0 was created or not. Well, we got the matrix of 5 by 5 with initial values as 5 zeros in the row and 5 zeros in the column. Let us consider the graph shown here. If we represent this graph in the adjacency matrix, the representation will be like this. Here there are 8 vertices, so a 8 by 8 matrix is required. Let we'll see how to feed this matrix into the program that what we have written. Here, just I have modified this main method. Printf, enter the number of vertices of the graph. Scanf, ampersand NOV, the number of vertices that I have declared here. Once the number of vertices are entered, then call the function create matrix of number of vertices and initialize every slot as 0. Now you will ask the user that is there exists edge between the vertices or not, that is from every pair of vertex to other pair of vertices. Check for availability of edge or corresponding weight or there is a path between a vertex to another vertex. So for outer loop we'll go for traversing of the first corresponding vertices, then the inner loop will go for such connecting with the, that is passing through or traveling through various other vertices in the graph. So enter the edges exists or weight between the vertex to vertex. So here I comma j I have mentioned, that means here 0 comma 0 it will be printed, next 0 comma 1, next 0 comma 2, like that it will be printed. But if you are having the starting vertex in the graph as I, then you are directed to make it as I plus 1 and here j plus 1 and here graph of I and j only, because the array index will always start from 0, so we cannot start with 1. So otherwise if they have entered if there exists a path between 1 and 2, then you should enter it as 0 and 1. If you feel it is confused, then to the user you may give it as I plus 1 and j plus 1, and anyhow you read it as graph I j. Once the scanning of the input is over, then show matrix of graph comma number of vertices. Now we'll run this code and we'll see whether how the output will be printed. Consider the graph which was shown previously, in which 1 to 2 there is a connectivity and 1 to 3 there is a connectivity. At the same time, the connectivity is between 1 to 2, 2 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 1, like that is there. So we need to enter this particular matrix into this program and we'll see the output. Enter the number of vertices of the graph. There are 8 vertices. Is there exists path between 1 to 1? No. 1 to 2? Yes. 1 to 3? Yes. 1 to 4? No path. 1 to 5? No path. 1 to 6? No path. 7? No path. 8? No path. Next 2 to 1? Yes, there is a path. 2 to 2? No path. 2 to 3 and 4. 2 to 3, 2 to 4. remaining and all are zeros. Now 3 to 1, yes, there is the path, and 3 to the corresponding things are 3 to 6 and 7. So 2 also 0, 3 0, 4 0, 5 0. Now 6 and 7 there are paths 6 and 7. 3 to 8 0. Next 4 to 1. So look at the graph in which 4 to 2, 4 to 8. Remaining in are zeros. In this way, you keep entering the values and see the result. In order to see the result, you are aware of that the show matrix of graph comma NOV, that is number of vertices, will print the matrix. This code can be further modified, as instead of writing in the main method, we can include this in a function. For this, we can write a function void or int star star read matrix of int number of vertices comma int initialization value. Here directly we can paste it. So anyhow NOV, that is number of vertices, are available here. Enter the number of vertices of the graph. So directly it will be printed, or we can say we can remove this also and printf the enter number of vertices of the graph. Then scanf %d NOV. So here NOV can write here. So create matrix of NOV comma init value. Then the same will be asked and the matrix to be printed onto the screen. So return graph. So here return graph. And since here we are supposed to place int star star graph, so the graph will be returned. Now here you can say graph is equal to read matrix of initial value 0. So whenever you run this code, again it will ask you for the enter number of vertices of the graph. Let us consider the small graph. 1 to 2 connectivity is there, 2 to 4, 1 to 3, and 3 to 4 connectivity is there. We'll enter this in the our program now. Now it is asking for the enter the number of vertices of the graph. There are 4 vertices. 1 to 1 there is no connectivity. 1 to 2 connectivity is there, and 1 to 3 is also connectivity is there. 1 to 4 no connectivity. 2 to 1 connectivity is there. 2 to 2 no connectivity. 2 to 4 connectivity is there. 2 to 3 there is no connectivity. 3 to 1 connectivity is there, and 3 to 4 is there. 3 to 1 connectivity is there. 3 to 2 no connectivity. 3 to 3, 3 to 4 connectivity is there. 4 to 1 no connectivity. 4 to 2 and 3 connectivity. So now it is printing the adjacency matrix, that is 0 1 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 0. This is the way we can write a function, and directly we will call the function in the main method as read matrix, and the corresponding the matrix will be printed onto the screen via show matrix. So far whatever we have seen is the dynamic way of representing the adjacency matrix. On the other hand, one can also represent the graph in terms of static way, that is just by writing an adjacency matrix in the main method and performing the operations according to that particular static matrix. For example, int graph. So here I am going to take 4 elements, that is 4 vertices, in which I can directly mention. Consider the previous graph that we have considered. Here 1 to 2, 1 to 3 connectivity is there, and 2 to 4, 4 to 2, 4 to 3. That means 1 to 2 and 1 to 3, 2 to 1, 2 to 4, 3 to 1, 3 to 4, 4 to 2 and 4 to 3 connectivity are there. If we want to mention, then 1 to be considered as 0 and 2 to be considered as 1. Okay, this is the way you are supposed to mention in terms of arrays. So 1 to 1 there is no connectivity. 1 to 2, 1 to 3 connectivity are there. This is the way one can represent this particular graph. So as it is, we'll copy and paste in the program. So this is the representation. Then we can also call show matrix function, and we can pass graph here, and the number of vertices are 4. Remember, whenever you are using the static representation, the show matrix function cannot be directly applicable here. You need to do some modifications in it. The show matrix, instead, what I'm going to do is I'm converting into show. I'm writing another function called show here. So here adj m, it must be replaced with the number of rows and columns. That is, the maximum number of columns must be mentioned. Here I am mentioning it as 100. Then only it will be printed. It is up to you to take a call that whether you want to implement the graph in this way statically or maybe dynamically. So anyhow, we have done the dynamic way of creating the array and entering the values. So let will go for writing a simple bridge function so that we can copy the values from the static array to dynamic array, and we can manipulate with the dynamic array itself. So I am writing a function int star create matrix with copy. So the number of vertices. So create matrix with copy of an integer number of vertices. Whatever the create matrix function we have written previously, the same function we are going to copy and paste here. Content will be pasted. So int star temp, then temp is equal to int star malloc of size of int star and number of vertices, like that we're going to create. However, what we are going to do is here instead of temp of I comma j is equal to initial value, we are going to say static graph s graph of I comma j. Same way here s graph of 0 0. So what is this graph? It is to be written here globally. It must be declared globally so that any function can access this. Int star graph is equal to create matrix with copy of the number of vertices. So how many number of vertices are available here? 4 vertices are there. 4 vertices. Then show matrix. Instead of show, or I'm going to use this show matrix graph comma number of vertices. Well, we got the result. The same result that we have seen via static show function. Whenever you pass the static array to show function, in same way via dynamically we have printed this value. So these are the variants that we can use with the for representing the graph in terms of adjacency matrix. Next, we will move on to the adjacency list representation. It is very easy compared to the programming that we have done so far. Just we'll pick up the multi-list program that what we have seen in the beginning of this course, and we'll copy paste as it is. No need to change anything in this. So this is the multi-list concept and multi-list code. So structure of for column nodes and row nodes, and this is the matrix that to be taken. So as it is, let me copy and paste here. So let will call this S graph that will remove this or will complete. We'll comment this. Now here instead of image, I will write it as graph. That is S graph, static graph. So here instead of static sparse matrix, I will write it as static graph. And here C node and R node. Actually, R node represents the row nodes, and C node represents the columns and values. So here column and values and a row node. Now here instead of column and value, or sometimes if we consider a weighted graph, we need to have a weight also. So let will assume this value as a weight. Okay, either you may write it as weight or you may call it as value or value as a weight. So to represent weight of the edge, that will see will this matrix will be printed as it is or not. So here create matrix with copy. Here 10 vertices are there. Show matrix of 10. I will somewhat fine tune this instead of mentioning here. So after declaring the number of rows and columns, uh, here I will write separate function for int I is already int I is equal to 0, I less than number of vertices, I plus plus for int j is equal to 0, j less than number of vertices, j plus plus. Here temp of ij equal to graph of ij. Now temp of now here we have taken 10 by 10 matrix. That will replace this as like this. Have made small mistake in this, but still it is taking, but having some trouble in this. So what I will do is int star star temp is equal to int star star of malloc of size of int number of vertices, and here we are supposed to present int star of size int. So we are supposed to present the pointer size. Then for temp of I is equal to int star and malloc of size of int into the number of vertices. Well, it is printing the matrix. So this is the perfect way of writing, you can say. That is, whenever you are dealing with the double pointers, you should be very careful. So in the first method also it works, but sometimes it is creating memory up to some extent, then afterwards it's breaking up. So what I have done is this change I have made it. So it will work fine as far as my knowledge is concerned. So now we are supposed to prepare the adjacency list. So we'll go to the multi-list concept, and here let us check whether what are the functions required for this. So display function is required for us. Next is empty function required, display list function required, and so all these functions are required for us. So instead of copying and pasting each and everything, what we'll do is we'll save it as save as graph adj list. So we have saved it as graph adj list, right? As it is, we can consider this. So let me change the name of the program also. C program to represent adjacency list for a graph. So here value in the sense it's a weight of the edge. Here all fields are required for us. So instead of image, let me call it as sgraph, static graph in ADJ matrix. So here graph number of rows are graph this sgraph. Anyhow, number of rows and columns are equal to the vertices. So I will write int nov number of vertices is equal to rows. So wherever image is there, replace it with this graph. Fine. So this is the matrix size of 10 by 10, and we got this adjacency list representation. That's all. There is no much difficulty is not there. Same as it is like multi-list, you are supposed to represent the adjacency list. So this is the adjacency matrix and adjacency list representation. So I am providing this code in the description section. You may download it and you can check it. You may improve it further also. We'll meet with the graph traversal techniques in the next video.